When I spoke with U.S. Senator Josh Hawley on Thursday, I had one thing on my mind. What did he think about the fact that President Trump had not signed Governor Mike Kehoe's disaster declaration for the May 16th tornado in the St. Louis region?
And this gets into a big issue that I've got with FEMA right now. They are slow walking everything because the way it works in the bureaucracy is FEMA has to approve it and make a recommendation before it even goes to the president under the statute. And what I discovered is they are slow walking every disaster relief declaration from across the country.
If you've been watching national news, you may have read or seen something about how Trump officials, like Department of Homeland Security Director Kristi Noem, want state and local governments to take more of a responsibility for disaster response. But in many respects, Missouri and St. Louis are doing exactly that right now, and we're still not getting access to federal money that is critical for the St. Louis region to rebuild.
The truth is that we do things differently for tornadoes than hurricanes, for example, and I think we shouldn't. In hurricanes, you can get a pre-disaster declaration that actually unlocks all kinds of funding and money before the storm even hits so that when it does hit, boom, the relief is available. For tornadoes, for floods, which of course the two things that really affect our state, you've got to go through this long back-end process where FEMA comes out and they do assessments, and then the state makes a request, and then FEMA looks at it, and then they make a recommendation, and then it goes to the president. I mean, it is long, it is cumbersome, and particularly for FEMA in the last few years, it's taking way too long, way too long. And I'll just go back to where we started. We need the assistance. And for some of these folks, a lot of these folks, they don't have insurance. I know because I talked to them. They don't have insurance. They are going to need that individual assistance from the federal government. It's what we pay our taxes for. They're going to need that because that's all they're going to get. They're not going to get help from insurance. And Jason, just looking at the damage, if these good people do not get individual assistance, I don't know how these neighborhoods will be rebuilt, and we have to rebuild them.